So we finally have a confirmed date for when Grow a Garden 2 is actually coming out. We also have news about what might actually happen to Grow a Garden 1 after Grow a Garden 2 comes out, and a lot of other things to talk about, so make sure you guys watch this video all the way to the end. And as always, hit that like and subscribe button if you guys go on to find this video informative. I'm also going to be covering a lot of Grow a Garden 2 things when the game eventually comes out, so again, if you guys are interested in that, hit that like and subscribe button. With that being said, let's get straight into this video. So guys, it is pretty clear that we are going to be getting Grow a Garden 2 very soon. I mean, just look at this update. It is one of the smallest updates we've gotten in a few months inside of Grow a Garden, and that is by design. The developers are probably working on the new game right now, but in today's video, we're going to be talking about every single thing that you guys need to do. You guys need to prepare, and we're also going to be talking about what happens to Grow a Garden 1 when Grow a Garden 2 eventually comes out. So first things first, if you guys have not been keeping up with the news, yes, we are getting a second Grow a Garden. In fact, this has been teased for months now inside of the official Grow a Garden Discord server. So if we make our way over to the official Grow a Garden Discord server, as you guys can see, we have a lot of leaks. At first, people thought that these leaks were supposed to be updates for Grow a Garden 1, but as you guys will soon see, these are not leaks for Grow a Garden 1. So the final leaks we actually got for the original Grow a Garden were over in December. Yes, these were the final leaks we got for Grow a Garden 1 from Adrian, one of the owners of Grow a Garden. And then on February 14th, something changed. Fraser, one of the developers of Grow a Garden, went ahead and said, would you like this? And maybe for upcoming games too. Now this was really interesting because inside of this video, they had some sort of notifier, and it was actually a Chrome extension that basically notified you every single time one of the seeds came into stock. Now did this eventually make its way over to Grow a Garden 1, but as you guys can see, they specifically mention upcoming games too. Now why would a stock notifier work on literally any other game? Unless this game is pretty similar to Grow a Garden and also has seeds inside of it. Or maybe some sort of stock that gets restocked every few minutes. Yeah, of course, they're talking about Grow a Garden 2 here, and this was actually the first ever leak we ever got for Grow a Garden 2. And then if we go ahead and scroll down, on February 15th, we got this right over here. Now, I'm not sure if this is a leak for Grow a Garden 1 or 2, but by the looks of it, guys, this does look like a leak for Grow a Garden 2, and this mutation does look really sick. But the craziest leak we got was at the end of February, because as you guys can see, we got the first gameplay for the gnome, one of the pets inside of Grow a Garden 2. And I mean, this is pretty obvious that this is Grow a Garden 2 because the plants look different. The font for the cell and seeds NPC is at the center of the map, and it's also a different font. And the fences also look a little bit different. The texture on the ground looks a little bit different. So a lot of people started speculating, okay, there might be a new Grow a Garden dropping. And these leaks continued. As you guys can see, we got a few leaks for the new raccoon pet inside of Grow a Garden 2. And yeah, pets are going to be working completely different as to how they work right now. So that is pretty interesting. We don't really know how they work specifically, but everyone says it's pretty close to what Steal a Brainrot has. And by the way, that is a major trend that you're going to see. Grow a Garden 2 is heavily inspired by Steal a Brainrot for some reason. I guess the development of Grow a Garden 2 started when Steal a Brainrot was like super popular, but obviously Steal a Brainrot is nowhere as close to popular as it used to be, so will this game still do well? Well, we'll have to see. But anyways, the leaks continue, and this is one of my favorite leaks for the new game because as you guys can see, the new mutations and the new weathers just look absolutely insane. One thing that a lot of people started complaining about was the style of trees we have inside of this game. So for some reason, all of the trees are now circular instead of the cubes that we usually have inside of Grow a Garden 1. For example, if I go back to my garden, as you guys can see, this is what a mango tree looks like. It's pretty boxy if you think about it. So it seems like the developers are moving away from the boxy trend for some reason. We also got a few leaks for the gardening plots right here. Apparently, you can expand your plots like crazy. So I'm expecting really big plots, which might lag out the server. I'm not sure if this is going to make it into the final game though. But finally, we got this leak right over here, and this leak confirms a lot of things, a lot of speculation that people had. First things first, the circular map has been confirmed by this leak. The heavy inspiration from Brainrot games is also confirmed because this person is literally using a flying carpet, which people did find a little bit odd, but you know what, it is what it is. But over at the top of the screen, we still get props, which are like cosmetics. We have a seed shop button, a garden button, a sell button, and finally a gear button. So cosmetics and gears are going to be coming inside of the new game, which is good news. But finally, one other thing that we have is a day and night cycle. And yeah, this is actually a huge part of the game. Apparently, you can now steal at night inside of Grow a Garden 2. So is stealing still still gonna require Robux, or can you steal basically without Robux? I'm not sure. I think you can steal without Robux now, just like in Steal a Brain Rot, but again, we'll have to see when the game releases. What do you guys think about this feature? I feel like stealing was one of the most hated features inside of Grow a Garden 1, and a lot of people just wanted it to be gone completely. So do you guys think Grow a Garden 2 basically being based off of steal from other people's garden is a good idea or a bad idea? Let me know in the comments down below. But anyways, we got a few more leaks, and eventually we got the trailer for Grow a Garden, which you guys have probably seen. And yeah, this trailer created a lot of hype for the new game because yeah, it showcases basically every single feature we just talked about inside of Grow a Garden 1. And once again, heavy emphasis on the fact that you can actually steal at night. So yeah, this is probably gonna be a huge part of the game when the game eventually comes out. And again, bro, what is up with these trees, bro? I do not like them. Let me know what you guys think about them in the comments down below. But anyways, enough talking about the leaks. Let's actually talk about the release date of Grow a Garden 2, because it's actually sooner than a lot of people expected. So as of last month, many people thought that Grow a Garden 2 is probably going to release after the Easter update inside of the original Grow a Garden. But of course, after that, we got the Busy Bee update, which was another absolutely huge update, which lasted for about a month. But as you guys can see, we are on the 3rd month now of Jandal's return, and this update is pretty small. Like, suspiciously small. Jandal did say that he was going to put a lot of creative effort into the game now, and yeah, this update just doesn't seem it, which got a lot of people to speculate, and people were actually right. If you guys attended the latest admin abuse for the new camping update, Jandal actually went on to say something pretty interesting. So Jandal said this update is a little different, referring to the brand new camping updates. I'm not sure if this will run a week, mostly because of other releases. And of course, what other releases is Jandal working on? Well, Grow a Garden 2. There is no other game that Jandal is actually working on right now, or at least as far as I know. So according to Jandal, Grow a Garden 2 is gonna release before this update even reaches a week old, which could mean that Grow a Garden 2 is coming out sometime this week, but no one really knows the date or even the time. And this also raises a more serious question, because if Jandal is no longer focusing on updates inside of Grow a Garden 1, and instead he's gonna be focusing on Grow a Garden 2, then what is gonna happen to Grow a Garden 1? Well, a lot of people think that Grow a Garden 1, once Grow a Garden 2 is released, is gonna be completely abandoned, meaning no more updates for this game are gonna be released, and even if we do get updates for Grow a Garden 1, they're gonna be super small, and more likely the updates are gonna take way longer to release than they do right now, meaning instead of getting updates every single week, it might mean that we get updates every single 2 weeks. Other people have also been asking if we're gonna keep our inventories and all the in-game purchases that we have made instead of Grow a Garden 1. Now, there is a few games that have actually transferred over game passes to their new games or sequels or whatever, but unfortunately, guys, it doesn't seem like Grow a Garden 2 is gonna be doing that, mainly because Grow a Garden 2 is a completely new game. It isn't like a spin-off of Grow a Garden. Well, it is a spin-off of Grow a Garden, but again, it can be argued that the mechanics, the style of the game, the whole premise of the game, which is of course sealing at night, it is kind of different, so it could be considered a new game. But again, let me know what you guys think about this. But as of now, it looks like you're not going to be keeping all of your game passes. If you guys have thousands and thousands of tokens, I don't think you're going to keep those. And of course, if you have a bunch of pets, we don't even have confirmation if pets are going to be coming to Grow a Garden 2 upon release, so it's looking highly unlikely that you're going to be keeping all of your pets inside of the new game. So yeah, that is unfortunate, but honestly, that is a sad reality that most people just need to accept. Grow a Garden 2 is going to be a completely new game, meaning most of your things are not going to be transferred over, if anything is going to be transferred over. But more importantly, I don't think Grow a Garden 1 is going to receive the love it receives right now, because obviously the developers are going to be more focused on the new game, which makes more money, let's just be honest. Personally, I really hope that Grow a Garden 1 continues to receive updates, new and exciting features just like the Easter and Busy Bee update, but honestly guys, it's looking pretty unlikely that that's gonna happen. Again, let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. But anyways, coming back to the release of Grow a Garden 2, when is this game actually releasing? Well, just a few hours ago, one of the developers literally just confirmed when the game is coming out. And as you guys can see, it says the official Grow a Garden 2 release countdown. And if we go ahead and click on this link right now, as you guys can see, enter the garden, let's see, and the game is coming out in 4 days and 8 hours. This is basically the time when we get Grow a Garden updates normally. So every single update that we get inside of Grow a Garden, this is when Grow a Garden 2 is going to be coming out this Saturday. So once again, just to repeat, every single time admin abuse happens inside of Grow a Garden 1, or has been happening in the past few weeks, that is going to be the time when Grow Growing Garden 2 comes out. So this Saturday, once again, whatever your time zone is going to be. So yeah, it is pretty much confirmed that Growing Garden is coming out very, very soon. And a lot of people are excited about this. Once again, there is people claiming that this game might not do well, but let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments down below. Once again, I'm going to be making a bunch of videos on Growing Garden 2, so if that's something you guys are interested in, tips, tricks, guides, glitches, you name it, we're going to be talking about every single thing when this game eventually comes out. So again, if you guys are excited about this, hit that like and subscribe button and become a part of the OG 500k family. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.